All right, well, one thing is for certain, you can't talk about Texas and food in Texas without talking about brisket. It's exactly what we have here today. This is a 14-pound, they call it a packer brisket, just a basic brisket, just like what you would buy at the grocery store. There's a nice fat cap over the top here. Flip it over, a little bit of fat here. You can see the two different muscles that come in to make up the brisket. So we're going to trim just a little bit of this. This is a real hard fat, and so we're just going to trim just a little bit of that off. We don't necessarily want to trim it all off. Because it's going to help protect the brisket over a real long cooking time. We're going to trim off some of this right here. This is a connective tissue called silver skin that is sitting right on top. It really won't break down in the cooking process. So anyway, we got a lot of it. We want to take that off, okay? We can just trim this up like so. Like that. That looks pretty good. Flip it back over. Same thing here. We don't take a lot off. This one's already, looks like it's been trimmed some, maybe by the processor. You can see a miscut that they had here. So sometimes you get them and this fat cap is really, really thick. Let me trim that little bit off right there. Maybe this little piece here. And that'll be pretty good. So get rid of our scraps like that. Anytime we are looking at Texas brisket and we're talking about the seasoning with Texas brisket, they keep it very simple, just salt and pepper. So we've got black pepper. You could put a little bit of garlic powder on here if you chose to. You don't have to. Black pepper, now a little bit of kosher salt. Flip it. Same deal on the underside. Real generous with our kosher salt. Kosher salt isn't quite as salty as like an iodized salt. There we go. So we can be a little more generous with it when we're applying it to our dishes. Still want to be careful with it. And be sure that we don't over salt anything. You can see the grill set up just like for pulled pork barbecue. We've got our charcoal in there. It's an all natural lump charcoal. It's getting hot. We have some mesquite wood chips. You can use hickory for this. You could use oak for this. Mesquite is always a great choice for the Texas area, the Southwest area, because these trees grow so well in that region. So we're going to let this get hot. We're going to get it up 225 to 250 degrees, have a diffuser plate, a heat shield plate that we'll put down just like we did on the barbecue, and then our grill grate. Then we'll put our brisket on top. So as soon as this gets ready to go, we will I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so here we go. Our grill is now hot. We've got the brisket on. I put the fat cap up. It's a big debate with a lot of people. Do you cook it fat cap up or fat cap down? Some say you cook it fat cap down. It protects the meat from the heat. Some say you put the fat cap up and the meat and the fat will melt through the meat, make the meat more juicy. I don't know if either one of those are true. But what I do, the reason I put the fat cap up is because I feel like the fat renders better, so it cooks down better when the fat cap is up. It also gets a better color and a better texture. It gets more crispy on there when we have the fat cap up. So that's why I like to leave the fat cap up. You know, whether it melts down through the meat and adds to the juiciness, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know how deep that's really going to penetrate, but anyway, so there you go. Our brisket's on. We're looking at anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. It just kind of depends. We're going to come back in about 4 and check on it and check the color of it, see what it looks like, see if we're ready, because we will wrap this in either butcher's paper or foil once we get the color that we're looking for. So we're going to put it to bed and just let it hang out for a while. Okay, so here we go. After about 6 hours, 225 to 250 degrees, we got the color that we're looking for here. This nice mahogany bark that's all over it. We're really not concerned about it getting any darker at this point. Now we just have to get it cooked. So we're gonna pull it off. We're gonna wrap it in foil and put it back on and let it finish cooking until we get to the temperature that we're looking for. We've got a tin foil. We're gonna just take our brisket here, right off the smoke. That was awesome. Leave this here for a moment. We're just going to wrap this up real nice. Like this. And then we can turn it. We're going to wrap it up real tight. You can use butcher's paper for this, or tin foil. There we go. And do all this one more time so it's a nice sealed up package here. Just like that. And it's going to go right back on our smoker. We'll put a thermometer in the thickest part to make sure we reach our desired temperature, and we'll be good to go. So take it a few more hours and we'll be ready to slice it. Okay, so our brisket reached the temperature that we were looking for. We pulled it out of the smoker and let it rest for just a little bit. This rest will allow us, there you go, look at that. The rest allows the juices inside the meat to kind of have a chance to redistribute, and kind of calms the meat down a little bit, so that when we go to cut it, we don't have just all of our juices running right out onto our cutting board. So everything's bigger in Texas, right? So if you're gonna cut, you gotta use a big knife. All right. So if we just take a couple of slices here, you can see how juicy the meat still is. You can see the nice smoke ring that we have in there. It is cooked great. This is what we call our bend test. You can bend it and it still doesn't really break on you. That means that it's not overcooked. Cut a little thinner slice, and you can see just how it, how nice it folds itself over right there like that. So that is absolutely beautiful. We will separate the two muscles here and slice them up. So here's your brisket. We'll cut both of these muscles up, slice them up into slices, and we'll be ready for some good Texas barbecue right there. So there you go. There's your brisket.